This week on Faith Watch News, 80-year-old nun faces arrest over perjury charges. Prelate backs calls for live coverage of the Maguindanao Massacre ruling. Bishop backs crackdown on illegal recruiters. Bishops heap praises to outgoing nuncio. Archbishop Valles takes office for second term as the CBCP head. This is Nico Balbidina for Faith Watch News. A church group has condemned the impending arrest of 80-year-old Sister Elenita Belardo over a perjury case filed by National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon Jr. The Quezon City Prosecutor's Office pursued the case against Sister Belardo, leading to the issuance of a warrant for her arrest. Sister Belardo, a missionary from the Religious of the Good Shepherd, was one of the respondents of the case filed by Esperon last July. Alarmed over the development, the Rural Missionaries of the Philippines, or RMP, has enjoined church people to stand up with Sister Belardo. The RMP, which was formerly headed by Sister Belardo, claimed that Esperon's charges are in retaliation of the petitions for writ of amparo and habeas data filed by RMP and other groups last May. RMP was among the several groups, including some Catholic aid organizations, that were red-tagged by the military. Meanwhile, Archbishop Jumoad of Ozamis has echoed the appeal of media agencies for a live coverage of the promulgation of the infamous Maguindanao Massacre case. In a CBCP news report, the Archbishop said that the media should be allowed to witness the release of the landmark court verdict set on December 19. Several media organizations have asked for the Supreme Court to allow an open and live coverage of the decision on the country's worst case of election-related violence. The 2009 massacre left 58 people dead, including 32 journalists, and was touted as the single deadliest event for journalists in history. The release of the ruling against those charged will be held at the Camp Bagong Diwa in Taguig City, where some of the suspects are currently detained. The Archbishop is also hoping for a favorable decision for the victims and their families. Bishop Ruperto Santos has backed the crackdown on illegal recruitment and said it must be done with no let-up. In a CBCP news report, the bishop said that the government must strongly go after illegal recruiters who lure Filipinos with fake job offers. President Rodrigo Duterte on November 26 ordered the concerned agencies to intensify the government's anti-illegal recruitment campaign. Bishop Santos, who was the head of CBCP's Commission on Migrants and Itinerant People, also agreed with Duterte, who likened illegal recruiters to drug traffickers. Philippine bishops honored outgoing Papal Nuncio Archbishop Gabriele Caccia last Wednesday, a few days before he leaves Manila for another mission. In a farewell dinner held at the Archdiocese of Manila office in Intramuros, the papal envoy was praised as the nuncio who did his job really well. Bishop Pablo Virgilio David of Caloocan said that the nuncio has represented Pope Francis very well, noting Caccia's humility and his being accessible to the bishops and to the faithful. In his 2 years as nuncio, Archbishop Caccia has helped produce at least 80 new Filipino bishops. Last November, Pope Francis appointed the Archbishop as the next permanent observer of the Holy See to the United Nations in New York. Archbishop Rummel of Valles has assumed his post for a second term as the head of the Catholic Bishops' leadership over the weekend. Valles was re-elected during the plenary assembly of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines in Manila last July. The Davao prelate has served his first term over the past 2 years, working alongside Bishop Pablo Virgilio David of Caloocan, who also assumed his last term as vice president. The new members of the CBCP Permanent Council are Bishops Ricardo Bacay, Bartolome Santos Jr., Jose Bantolo, Mel Ray Uy, Milo Hubert Vergara, Patrick Daniel Parcon, Louis Galbines, Abel Apigo, and Archbishop Martin Jumoad. Visit faithwatch.tv for the best Catholic online videos. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of our newest content. This is Nico Balbidina for Faith Watch News, your Filipino channel.